Johnson here from Superior Lapidary again. Seems to be I've got the problem of the week I'm trying to solve on my equipment in the shop, in my lapidary shop. And now my 18-inch Highland Park saw behind me, I just stuck a video out on that the other day, has given me some more grief. I'm hoping this is an easy fix. I'll show you what's wrong. Alright, well here's kind of the bird's eye view what I'm doing. I've got the stone jigged up here, one I glued together. I'm just trying something new. Some multicolored spheres, you know I'm a sphere maker probably by now. If not, that's what I primarily do in my shop. And I started cutting on these and cut. And, you know, as time goes by, I finally realized the saw wasn't cutting the rocks. So I thought I'd better take a better look. I've got the feed dogs engaged, but they slip. There's our carriage, and right below it, that's your square rail that it rides back and forth on. There's a picture of the feed dogs right there. They're in the open position now, and everything runs smoothly, freely. And I pull the handle up. I'll do that one more time. There's free. I'll watch the watch right here. Now your split nut is stuck onto the threaded shaft, so it shouldn't move, except when I pull back on this, it's moving. Loosen it up. There's a real simple reason for this, I hope. And that's because the bolts, there's so much slop in here because these bolts have been getting loose. It's just allowing it to, the split nut to slide on the shaft. Might be too tight. Let's see. There's locked. Okay, that feels better. I got one more problem down here. This bolt, which is actually just kind of a hinge bolt, I've lost the nut off of the other side, off the back side of it. So I got to dig around in the oil and find that. Hopefully, I'll find it with my magnet. Alright, I gotta go rooting around in there by hand, I guess. That's the way it is. But I gotta get this carriage out of my way, so I'm gonna finish this cut, and then I'll come back and look for that nut. Should be fine. Alright, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright, we'll take the pull chain off of there. I'm afraid that nut is probably stuck in the muck. Alright, false alarm. But that never came off in the beginning. There. It's rather uncomfortable reaching in here and doing this, but what the hell. There. Okay folks, that was an easy one. The fix was super easy, and it's just one of those things, some people might just call it standard maintenance, checking your nuts and bolts on machines, and I'll have to do a better job of that, and I think I will. But if your solver starts slipping, just check out how the split nut is, if it's all tightened down correctly, because that could be the cause. So with that, let's get back to work. Oh man, I thought I finished that video. I just about had it in the can, and here we are. I'm back out in the shop. Now I'm sitting next to my 18-inch Frantom, which is next door to the 18-inch HP, which we just worked on. And the exact same thing was going on now as was happening over there. I was cutting and cutting and cutting, and opened the lid, and it hadn't cut through. I got a rock in here, and there's an inch and a half left to cut. It didn't cut. I shut the lid and turned it on again and kind of wiggled things around. But I'll show you what I'm looking at. And honest, this is no setup. This happened from one side to the next, and it's going to be a constant thing, I think. I'll show you the split nut and what's going on with that, and God willing, I'll be able to fix it. All right, the first view, what I'm looking at is a problem down here. Let's see if I can get to where you can see that. Here's where all the action is going on down here. Underneath here, just like the other one, there's a split nut. The only thing I've really done so far is I went and got the appropriate size wrench just to see what's going on here. There's a little loose. That's good. Good up there. Alright, so what I am seeing here, this is just part of the locking mechanism, this bolt, this bolt. There's a bolt to the left of this split nut, and there's one to the right. Behind each bolt is a cam. Right there. Hoping, I get my dirty finger out of the way, you can see that. I don't know if you can see right where my finger's pointing. It's really tough for me to tell. But on this split jaw, on the right side, I'm seeing a little gap here. We are sliding a little bit, and that shouldn't be. So I've got to close this gap up and move this cam so that when this is engaged and the nut is shut, that it's tight against the threads of this rod down here. So I got a few tools with me. I'm hoping that's going to do. The left side looks good. The right side seems a bit off. That cam is just held in by one bolt. Oh, there we go. A little movement there. You really want that centered. The rod centered on the two halves of the split nut, using my old diamond caulk and horseshoe adjustable wrench as a hammer. That's the way I roll. I actually did quite a bit. Let's see if I can get that cam Feels snugged up to it. So the cam back there is snug. I've made a drastic improvement. Oh. That's messed up. Okay, I have messed it all up. Because now it should be tight. And the threads aren't even engaging. Why me, Lord? And it barely opens up. That might be because I made this too tight. Probably should get a more appropriate tool. I don't know of a formula to make this work. We are going to go with trial and error. Yikes. It's worse than when I started. That's very sad. There's a chance that those are just wore out. If that's the case, the good thing is they're replaceable. I don't have to replace all of this nonsense, which I did several years ago, because this was all one piece, and when these threads wore out, you're kind of screwed. You had to remachine it or do some fancy work. Now, with this replacement pliers, split pliers, you can replace just the nut, I believe. For now, we're going to quit filming, and I'll get back to you with the solution that worked on this Frantom saw. Okay, here's a confession. 1, it started cutting again. 2, I'm not sure exactly what I did that made it work. I know what I did functionally. I loosened and tightened and just kept adjusting back and forth. Hopefully I found a sweet spot, and now I'll be back in business. I'm going to hold off on ordering any parts to see how this goes. But yeah, I just tried loosening the left, loosening the right, tried to adjust it as much as I could. Sorry there's not better information to help you with your retrofit Frantom carriage from Highland Park. I'm super stoked I got it. The old one I actually mailed to John and Sherman Rowland, because there was a difference and I had to drill some holes to make it fit. I never did hear back from them, so I don't know if they use that for their future ones. But yeah, they made a new carriage for a Frantom saw. I don't know if they are making them today. Next time I talk to them, I'll try to ask. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, give it a like. I'd appreciate that. Helps with the algorithms. Yeah, and sit down if you didn't enjoy it. Just play this from front to end and walk away and make dinner. That'd be great. All right, thank you. We'll see you next time.